The average age of UK building stock is about 80 years. It makes much more sense in carbon terms as well to be renovating really old houses. People like old cottages and old houses to live in, there's no doubt about that, but people also want quite a high standard of comfort and the low heating bills that you might get from a modern house as well. Well, it was an old post office. It was built in 1888 with living accommodation above for the postmaster. Its solid stone walls are about 18 inches thick and fairly damp and drafty. We're making it good for at least another 100 years and bringing it up to a modern standard of insulation and comfort. Original windows are sash windows. The frames are still good, no rot in them, even after 125 years. So we're having those windows refurbished with new double glazed sliding sashes. The yard at the moment has got a great big hole in it, and we are going to put in a rainwater recycling tank. That will about halve the water usage of the household. We started with the flat upstairs, and that has had all the insulation put on the inside of it. That's now a very comfortable 4-bedroom flat. I've got another property which I did up about a year ago, and when I bought the house it was tenanted by this family. They've got 3 young children, and there was black mould growing up the walls, and the house was extremely drafty and costing a fortune to heat, and they weren't really very warm either because of the drafts and the lack of insulation.
It was bare walls throughout, very cold. The central heating was partially working in some rooms but not others, and the front bedroom, which is the master bedroom, was damp all on the back wall.
But then we did the whole house renovation, replaced a couple of the windows, put in a lot of insulation, did the full draft proofing, and I believe that it's now very cosy.
Oh, tremendous difference. We've got no damp upstairs, well, throughout now at all, but definitely not in the bedroom. The insulation in the walls has made an enormous difference. You can tell when you come in there's no cold at all. It's throughout all the walls and the loft and everywhere. The kids are happier, and yeah, it's made a huge difference.
You've got to renovate it anyway. You've got to replaster the walls and paint it and new carpet and so on. So the additional cost of then improving the windows and improving the insulation is not that great. You can go a long way with just whacking in a lot of insulation and cutting out the drafts. I think it's morally the right thing to do. I can afford to do it, but you can also still make an acceptable return as a landlord, or just on a purely commercial basis. You're also getting a house that's going to give you fewer problems in the future. You're going to have tenants who are happier where they're living, and so they tend to look after it, they stay longer, they appreciate what you've done. There's much more of a two-way human relationship